A symbiote dragon was created and awakened by Null, the god of the symbiotes. Eddie Brock and his symbiote fought the dragon as Venom and defeated him, but at a great cost. Eddie awoke from the battle to find himself in captivity of the Maker, Reed Richards from the Ultimate Universe. He held Eddie to learn more about the symbiotes and their hosts. However, the Maker is not the only one interested in Null. Cletus Kasady was born in an institute for the criminally insane. It was in this institute where Cletus died for the first time. He was born with his umbilical cord wrapped around his throat. He died 19 minutes and 38 seconds after he was born, but then he was reborn. He claims that he remembers the moment of dying. He was sent to hell, and when he woke up in hell, he found himself trapped in the endless black abyss. It was this feeling of being caged that formed the foundation of his devotion. His second rebirth began inside the walls of a prison. That night, the darkness became alive and shattered the walls of his cell. That night, he became an agent of the void, and that day he learned the truth. There is no right and no wrong, no black or white. There is only life and death. The universe is black and red, and Carnage was born. The mysterious woman we saw in the latest Venom issue was speaking to her followers about the history of Cletus Kasady, who was born on this earth to shatter the walls of our cages. He will rise, and Null will be free again. They do these things in the name of Null, to join him forever in the void. But where is Cletus Kasady? He was taken into the darkness of space, ripped apart by the Sentry, and left there floating and dead. But how was he reborn? He burned. He survived the re-entry into the atmosphere. He has a very unique bond with his symbiote. It must have been agony for the symbiote, even after the Darkhold curse gave it its immunity to fire and sound. Cletus was found dead. Some locals turned him in to the authorities, but they managed to retrieve his body, which brings us to today, to this. They retrieved Null's codex from the Maker's lab. Every symbiote leaves behind a genetic imprint of itself wrapped around the host's DNA helix. And if the symbiote leaves a trace of itself on the host, then this sample must contain the psychic remnants of Null's connection. All they need is an amplifier. She merged Null's codex with Cletus' body, and as a result, Cletus was connected to Null. The Lord of the Abyss and the mind of Cletus Kasady are fighting for dominance inside the same body. The woman then says that the symbiote leaves a piece of itself in every host they bond with. And she has one as well. She offers the remains of her symbiote for Carnage to consume so that he can become whole again. Carnage devoured the woman and suddenly felt better. He captured another man from the cult and said that he wanted to talk to the god. The man said that if he observed all the pieces the symbiotes left on their hosts, then he can make his symbiote complete and awaken Null. These remains are attached to the DNA of everyone who has ever worn a symbiote. The book ends with Carnage looking at the beings who have been possessed by the symbiote and says that he has work to do. Check out the annotation for more about Venom and the return of Carnage. And as usual, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching, and have a nice one.